This is an interesting one. Don't be afraid to turn down a client or even to fire a client. The first one here says, trust your gut and heed any warning bells. We're working in the realm of the unconscious mind here. Trust your own unconscious mind. Trust your gut. If you're on a phone call where somebody is interested about hypnosis and for whatever reason, you're just getting some red flags, something just doesn't seem right, trust that intuition. Make sure you just step back for a moment or two and consider, is this the best fit? Are you and this potential client the best fit? Trust your gut that maybe something isn't quite right. And you can either refer on, or another way you can do is suggest that you actually meet for a 30-minute free consultation. And sometimes when you meet someone in person, you either really realize that you gel or not, and you can move forward from that position. But trust your own gut and don't be afraid to turn somebody down or to refer them out if it just doesn't feel right. Know thyself, avoid burnout. Get to know what your boundary is and your limits are. Seeing many, many clients back to back really can lead to burnout. We put a tremendous amount of energy out into these situations, into working with clients, and really know yourself. Know when too many clients is too many clients. And once again, don't be afraid to turn people down or refer someone on, or even to say that you don't have any openings until a number of weeks in advance. Know how many clients feels really comfortable for you per week or per day, and just trust yourself that you know yourself to avoid burnout, because if you're in the position of burnout, you're really in no position to help anybody at all. So take care of yourself. You are important. Respect yourself and just know yourself so that you can avoid burnout. Refer out if this is just not your area of expertise. Have an idea of really what you're comfortable working with, which kind of clients and issues perhaps would be a stretch, but an okay stretch for you, and which ones are simply not your area of expertise. You may even know somebody who works in a very specific area who would perhaps be a better fit. This is a great reason to contact other hypnotists and have a relationship with other hypnotists in your area so that you can have a referral network. You can pass people on to other hypnotists who would be a better fit, or if it really isn't an area of your expertise and you just don't feel so comfortable. Be comfortable and confident referring people to other hypnotists and letting your clients know that this is not necessarily your area of expertise, but you know somebody who could really help. And be comfortable even firing a client. I've done this only once or twice. It's been a rare occurrence, but it has happened once or twice. If there is any kind of disrespectful behavior, your client attends the session and you think they're on some kind of drugs or they've been drinking alcohol, then most certainly at that point, as soon as you think it may be happening, most certainly talk with them about it and feel comfortable right there and then to say either that the relationship can't continue, or to say, I will take the payment for this particular session, however, we won't continue with this session because there is drug use or alcohol use, and ensure that maybe they'll come in a week's time, but only if they're absolutely clean. Any other kind of disrespectful behavior, know your boundaries, know what you'll accept, and be ready to say, this is not working and we need to end this relationship. Sometimes clients simply want to keep coming to see you. Very often people don't have a good listening ear or somebody who can help them. And they've turned this relationship, instead of into hypnotist and client, they want it to be more friend and friend. And I have heard of sometimes clients really not changing, not letting go of that issue, because then they'd have no reason to keep coming to see you. So be aware of this. Be aware if a client just doesn't seem to want to change but keeps wanting to come to see you. Talk to them about it, address the issue. You can say, this is not working for us, we're now not a good fit. Or you can simply say, well, you know what, as soon as that one issue is cleared up and you've had this big transformation, you can continue to see me for a different issue. All right. If you can't keep the client hypnotist relationship, this is verging into that friend area as well. If you're being pulled into wanting to hang out with this client, they're kind of a cool person, and you think, oh, they'd be fun to hang out with, then just step back for a moment. That's really not the client hypnotist relationship that you want. Also, if you find that you're kind of being pulled into the client's issue too much and getting too emotionally invested in that, then that would also be a time to either refer on. That's probably what the best thing to do here would be, is to refer on. I know a hypnotist who was working with a client who was wanting to have a baby, and this particular client, in fact, had lost a child very sadly. And the hypnotist who she was working with became really sad and upset for this client, and realized that, you know what, she wasn't going to be the best hypnotist for the client, so she referred her on to me. She fully understood that that client hypnotist relationship was becoming a little bit more difficult to maintain, and the very best thing for the client was to refer her on. So that's another reason to have contacts with the wider community.